All right, Keon. Yo, give me the tea.
All right, man.
Give me the tea.
This is gonna be a good one.
Is the Warriors dynasty over?
Yeah.
I know D'Angelo Russell just came back last night, but currently they're without like two of their stars and
Right.
probably one of the worst teams in the NBA.
They are the worst team in the NBA. They are going to get a top pick. So when you ask, is the dynasty over? I don't see that question obviously as this year. Dynasty, obviously a long-term thing.
What's dynasty to you?
Dynasty to me is your
Are you looking at it next 5 years, 10 years? What do
you win at least
3 years?
You win at least 3 to 4 rings. You are competitive every year for a long period of time, or you 3-peat, 4-peat, something like that, to where you're competitive for a while, and you have kind of the same nucleus, and you're competitive, you're winning chips, or you're getting as close as you can, and you're doing that multiple years in a row. So by that metric, of course, the Warriors dynasty is not over. I believe they will win a chip within the next 3 years. I predict they will make the Western Conference Finals next year. You heard it here first. The Warriors will make the Western Conference Finals next year and win a chip within the next 3 years. Do you guys realize that the Warriors still have Klay, Steph, Draymond? They're going to have a top pick in the draft. They might get the number 1 overall pick, and they're likely to trade D'Angelo Russell for another asset, maybe a wing or maybe a big man who's a really good player. They're going to let D'Lo play as many minutes as he can this year and get his productivity way up here. You have a lot of production, and they're going to trade him for a valuable commodity. This reminds me of the Spurs in 1997. So the year before that, they won 62 games and they won 59 games, right? They're a really good team. David Robinson gets hurt, kind of like Steph and Klay are hurt, and he only plays 6 games, so they only win 20 games that year. Guess who they end up drafting? They get Tim Duncan in 1997 with the first overall pick. Guess what they do next year? They win 56 games. Guess what they do the next year? They win a championship, right? So, and that honestly helped create the Spurs dynasty. I see a very similar thing happening to the Warriors. They're not just missing 2 players or 1 player, David Robertson. They're missing 2. I see something similar happening to the Warriors. I see them being competitive every year after this year for a while, and I definitely see them winning more championships. So to answer your question directly, no, I do not believe the Warriors dynasty is over.
Okay, Keon. Yeah, that's a really good point. Okay, so I do think their dynasty is over, but I don't know. Just thinking about that draft pick kind of scares me.
Yeah, man. What did they get to do from Memphis?
It depends. They're like a lot. Depends what they get and everything. James Wiseman, LaMelo.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy. That'd be really fun to watch.
I don't know if they need a guard though.
Was the guy from Georgia really good? But I could see that really benefiting the team. They could maybe also like trade that pick with D'Angelo. Imagine the stars they could get.
They could get somebody.
No,
for real,
definitely. So initially I thought D'Angelo was the answer, and I thought D'Angelo and Steph could work, but I just don't think they're athletic enough as a pair. I don't think you could put them on the same court because too many matchup problems would happen with all the good shooting guards in the NBA and also the big point guards. I just feel like they'd be taken advantage of. One of them would have a mismatch. But I feel like in a perfect world, they could be the ideal Splash Brothers with Klay,
right.
D'Angelo, Klay, and Steph. I feel like in a perfect world, that'd be insane. But at the end of the day, you got to play defense and you got to get stops. So to your point, I think that was a good point. They need a capable wing to defend the best players on the other team. And I know that's going to be Klay, but Klay from his ACL injuries, his mobility is going to be hindered a little bit. He'll get back to where he was. I don't think it'll be a big problem, but especially at first, just a mindset of being a capable defender will be a little messed up. But I don't know. I just think they're over because this is such a bad year. I feel like this is super embarrassing, but at the same time, in the modern NBA, this is what they're doing is think So I can't take that away from them, but just the direction the franchise is heading and the direction that everyone else is heading in, I don't think they're going to be an active championship contender. I think once these younger teams start to get off the ground a little bit, it'll cause a lot of problems for the Warriors. Hopefully Klay comes back to his full capabilities, but I think Draymond's going to decline. I feel like this next season will be one of his worst as he ages. Klay's getting less athletic. I don't know. Steph's getting older. The players aren't moving in the right direction. So I feel like in terms of a dynasty, I don't think they'd be relevant in 3 to 4 years. But depending on who they draft and what they do with D'Angelo Russell, that could be like a really big component in all of this. So it's hard to kind of tell right now, but my money's on that they wouldn't be a championship contender in like 3 to 4 years. That's just me. I feel like Clay's gonna move at some point in his career, or Steph. One of them's gonna leave. I don't think they're gonna be on the Warriors forever.
Right.
All good things come to an end. So respectfully say that.
Yeah, man. I just think, like I said, I think they will continue winning. I think they'll win at least one more championship in the next, like I said, 3 years. So that would be what? They already have 3 altogether. That would be 4 since 2015. So that'd be 4 within 8 years. So I definitely think that's continuing the dynasty. You know, if we consider the Spurs a dynasty, they won.
So all they need is one.
I think to continue. I think to continue the dynasty, right? They're not making a new dynasty.
Yeah,
they're just continuing because 2015 they won.
Yeah, I guess that would also prove that they didn't need KD.
Yeah,
so depending
and
on
also
what they do with their team,
right? And I think they want to prove that too. This is just a break year, man. They've been doing it for too long.
It's smart, but it's just smart at the end of the day, but like getting wrecked by all these teams and like all these GMs want revenge on the Warriors. Yeah, I feel like
they're gonna
this year wouldn't suffice. Like,
yeah,
they're gonna be like this is gonna be like a thing. They want to like kill the Warriors, and I just feel like with Steph and D'Angelo, like again with people with that mindset, like they can't go in and defend James Harden. Like,
no, they can't.
Who's guarding Russell?
I think they're gonna move. I think they're gonna move D'Lo. I think they're gonna let him ball out this year. Put up great numbers, and they're gonna package him and ship him out at the end of the year. I mean, because with Steph and Clay, you got one elite defender, right? You trade D'Lo, you get a wing. Maybe you package that pick. Maybe you keep the pick and
what do you mean,
draft
Steph
the
and
wing.
Clay?
With Steph and Clay, with those two at the guard positions.
Oh, I mean,
you have an elite.
Steph's not playing defense.
Yeah, but you have one
Clay.
elite. If you have Steph and D'Lo as your guards, then you don't have any elite defenders. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think it makes sense for D'Lo to be starting on the Warriors. I think they'll send him away. Get a wing, get someone productive. And yeah, I mean, if we're saying, obviously it's contingent on, I think they'll win a championship. But if the Spurs are a dynasty, they won 5 in like a long period of time. It's not like the Spurs won like back to back to back. They won 5 chips from Tim's beginning of his career, which I said he won a chip in '99 till he retired in 2014 maybe. So I mean, no, he retired 2015, I believe, after that season because they won it in 2014 over the Heat. So, yeah.
I think their style of play has also been compromised, though, because I feel like the Warriors were so known for shooting so many threes, and like every team would like off-the-ball screens, like just setting a bunch of screens and then running off those, and then also like just the pure amount of output on 3 attempts. But now the league is kind of just taking that direction. So like, the Rockets' strategy to beat the Warriors was to outshoot them in threes, and I feel like now that the 3 is so prevalent, like this slight advantage is now like a widespread thing. And I think also because of this, people have been able to like defend the Warriors better. Since everyone's doing it, like you have to be athletic enough to get up and down the floor.
Yeah, they're definitely looking for like defenders to guard that.
Yeah, I feel like like after like 3 years of being torn up by this whole system, I feel like teams have finally kind of come to terms on how to guard them.
If you're big and you can't somewhat defend the pick and roll, like it's very hard to play you, especially in fourth quarter big situations.
Yeah. And I know they need like a big rebounder for all the like the shots and stuff, but I don't think they've ever had like they've had like Drebko, but they never had like a real 5 who could stretch the floor.
Yeah, and like I said, I think with one of their assets, D'Lo or that pick, they're gonna address a wing position, like a 3, and I think they're gonna address a big man position. And I think they will be fine. This is just a rest year to me, how I see it. I mean, they're legitimately hurt, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But, I mean, for dominating the league for so long, I think it's good to just have a year where you relax, let the teams tear you up, get that top pick and come back the next year with a vengeance and ready to play. And kind of on your point with the three-point shooting, I see what you're saying, but I still don't think anyone will shoot the ball as well as that backcourt. I think that's still going to be the best shooting tandem ever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I'm really curious to see what they do with that pick and Russell because
I mean, obviously it's contingent on them doing something good with that.
They're in a very unique position because most teams in that in that spot are drafting for different things.
Right.
So I think they're at an advantage because they're drafting for now more than like in the future. And I feel like those younger teams will be drafting for the future, but they're going to be like, all right, we know what we have. We're competing for a championship. We need this guy to jump in right now and play like right now to give us valuable minutes because, I mean, with the guys they have right now, they're just like.
That's a great point.
They have Pascal, which is like he's been like high on the rookie thing, rookie voting, but I feel like that's also like just detriment to the team's position right now. They're really bad, and he's getting a lot of minutes and a lot of opportunity to shoot the ball, and I feel like his points per game is basically reflecting this like tanking system. So I don't think it's as relevant as say like I don't know some of the Heat producing rookies because they're playing on better teams, and also like I know Jaw's playing on a worse team, but like I feel like it's less garbage time for him and more like him doing everything in his like ability to win this game. So
yeah, for sure. You made a really great point on that. The Warriors are definitely going to be drafting position based and need based rather than get the best overall player, which is typically what teams in that position do.
Yeah, so that maybe they can snag someone that's like ready to
produce
like,
then but it could end up they pick maybe LaMelo is the right answer, like is going to be the best player, but they can't really draft him considering they have Steph.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
So they probably wouldn't take him.
You can learn under Steph. I don't know, that could be something crazy.
But I don't think it would lead to like immediate impact.